You were just saying before we put the camera on, but saying again just for the sake of the camera, about how you're aware that your own driving has been affected or influenced by what you've done over the last couple of sessions.
Yep. Much more focused on possible problems, even though I know deep down that they're not going to be a problem. You know, a man is walking with his back towards me with a dog, but he's not looking, you know, but just noticing that.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas I don't really think I did notice that before.
Mm-hmm.
I've been narrating on the way here, and it's weird just to hear my voice just muttering away about nothing. And then I'll drive along a long stretch through the forest and not have, you know, a lot to say about what's going on, or, you know, because it's a long stretch. And then I forget, so I got to Lyndhurst and forgot to narrate all around Lyndhurst. So I was cross about that. But also, it was good to, something happened on the way here, and I thought, oh, I knew that you were going to do that. I can't remember. Perhaps that was might have been a lady that did that, and I thought, you're going to walk out, and she didn't walk out, but she did go to cross, you know, then saw me coming and stopped, and that was fine. But yeah, but of course I keep forgetting. I'm so concentrating on the front that I forget still what's going on out there.
Is that your nemesis thing anyway?
Yes, I think you know that about me anyway.
Part 2 and,
yes,
and everything
definitely.
Point of view.
Yeah.
So it's just going to highlight it.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Because I never, as I'm narrating, I'm not narrating what's going on behind me.
Okay.
I'm not saying the vehicle behind you is far back, the vehicle behind you is near, there's an ambulance coming, you know, I'm not narrating that bit. At the moment it's just that.
And in terms of the solutions to that, because I did say, is there anything that we could do that would help with that? Your conclusion was that it was just something that will come with practice, and of course at the point where you're doing it for real,
yes,
you hope that you get the little...
And not relying on a nice safe driver that I know is fine. And not relying on me to have my eyes everywhere. If you drove along blindfolded, maybe I don't do that though.
No, she says with a little brain. No, absolutely. But I guess in line with that, if somebody took my middle mirror away, I would feel blindfolded. I would feel so unable to make sense of what is going on here without that.
Yeah.
So it's almost, as I described to pupils, it's almost like there's a film, like we're at the cinema, we're watching a film, and this is the film that's going on in front of us.
Yep.
But there's a film going on behind us as well. So there's another cinema screen behind us.
Okay.
And that's also playing a vital part to the overall story.
Yeah.
And that actually, if you can watch this film, but that film doesn't make sense if you don't have the narrative that goes with the film that's going on behind.
Okay.
So you have to play the two together for the overall story to make sense.
Yeah.
And I wonder whether that's just something that you then just need to bring into your commentary. So when you commentate something forward, you say, so I'm going to check my middle mirror and see that the person behind is quite close, and therefore I'm going to ease off, or therefore I'm going to signal earlier.
Yeah.
So you link the two films within your own narrative.
Yeah.
Just do,
definitely something to work on.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Well, one of the things that we're also doing is, and you've obviously started, as you say, practicing speaking, and how weird it is to hear your voice. I
Wittering on.
totally get that, and actually, I don't think that gets easier. So after however many years I've been doing it, I'm not sure if I had to commentate on my way home, I'll be particularly comfortable at doing it. I do it in my head, but to hear my own voice without a reason to hear it is a bit weird. Don't have a problem with pupils, that's not an issue at all. But as I think I said on our last session, it's just a case of making your mouth work, because that's the biggest thing that you just need. Brain make my mouth say something, because it could be going on in here and it just doesn't come out, or it doesn't even go on in here. But the practice of the skill, absolutely, so keep doing it.
Yeah.
So today, linking into that then, we were going to look at giving directions
Yep.
and instructions.
Yep.
Tell me what you already know about directions and instructions. Anything that you've picked up over what you've been doing.
I would say, well, I've picked up on you, because obviously I've been in the car with you for many hours, and you know, at the end of the road, turn right, at the end of the road, turn left. No waffle, nothing unnecessary, no please, or because you need them to listen to you. But directions aren't just that sort of left and right directions, they're also directions. I'm not quite sure that I understand the difference between an instruction and a direction, as opposed to a direction I think is left or right, or at the roundabout do something. But yes, so I'm sure there's a crossover.
Do you mean as in the definition of a directional instruction?
Yeah.
So a directional instruction is one that you are asking somebody to answer physically.
Okay.
So in other words, off gas, gentle brake, clutch down, first gear. I've directed you to do an action.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is if
Like
your
a director.
instruction has an action
Yeah.
associated to it,
Yeah.
that's what you're doing.
Okay.
As opposed to what can you see ahead? What dangers can you see? What do you expect cyclists to do? What do you think the traffic lights are? That's not a directional instruction. So something that has to be responded to with a physical action, you are giving a direct instruction to do. But don't overthink that.
No.
And I think
Really low.
and I think in lots of ways, it's easy just to think about it being anything that comes out of your mouth.
Yeah.
So anything a pupil is following, that's another way of looking at it. The pupil is following your directions or following your instructions. It's a directional instruction.
Right.
Let's start very basically then with directions as in directions. As in you
Giving
and I,
direction,
actually
yeah.
Giving directions. Now we've obviously done a little bit of practice around this area, and although this area is not familiar to you, do you feel like you now know these roads well enough to just say
These
left,
little,
right, left, right?
yeah.
Right?
These little, yeah.
In that case, let's give it a go. It doesn't matter if we go somewhere we don't need to go, if we can get us out of here,
Yeah.
and I can certainly help with that. But just have a go, Joe, and you know, this isn't about you being an instructor, this is not about you needing to necessarily watch what I'm doing. It would be great if you do feel like you can begin to start doing that in terms of being aware of your own MSPSL, my MSPSL, people around you. But that's not specifically what this is about. So the things that we have been doing over the last couple of sessions, if you've got enough brain space to bring them in,
Look
do
in that
them,
mirror.
but don't be overly concerned.
Yeah.
But let's just do a couple of minutes of you giving me some directions.
Yep.
And let's see what comes up from them. Just going to give me a minute of a demist.
All that talking.
Okay, doke. So.
So at the end of the road, turn right. how to say this, but I'll try. After the bend, turn right. Take the next right. Take the first exit on the right. Take the. That's all gone. Oh. Turn right. Just turn right, woman. And and then take the first left. Take the next turning on the left. That's what I like.
Yeah, just have a play with some words.
Yeah.
See what sounds right. See what comes out and sounds really wrong. Just think, no, dismiss that, because this is about you just finding what works for you as well. Clearly, while being safe and accurate.
So at the end of the road, turn left. Take the next left. I can't remember what I like. Take the next left. Take the next turning on the left. That's what I like.
You like take the next turning on.
I like the turning bit.
Okay. What are you liking about the turning rather than?
I think it's just because it's familiar, because that's what you say.
Do I say take the next turning on the left, or do I say take the next road on the
Or
left?
do you? Road, yeah. Turning, what's that come from?
I was going to say, do I say that? Doesn't feel like something that naturally would slip off my tongue.
Take the next road on the. Okay.
Yeah.
So, but at the end of the road, turn left.
Is there a problem with saying turning?
Turning. It's a funny word, isn't it? What's the... I don't know. It's
Just to prove a point, just follow the road ahead at the moment.
Yeah.
Okay. And when I say now,
yeah.
ask me to take the next turning on the right. Okay.
Yeah.
So about
Did you say
now.
turning?
Yeah. So next turning on the right.
Take the next turning on the right.
Can you see where it is?
Where that orange thing.
Okay.
But no, you're going to go down there, which is in the graveyard. Because that's turning.
It's a turning. It's not a road. And I wonder whether, when we think about it being a language that we are needing to communicate to particularly 17-year-olds,
Yeah.
that actually the average 17-year-old knows what a road is.
Yeah.
But as you said when you started thinking about the word turning, where's that come from?
Yeah.
Who says turning?
Yeah. Well, clearly I do.
In subconscious, it's been dug up.
Yeah. Perhaps my parents say it.
Maybe so. I wonder if it is a generational thing.
Maybe.
But as you were, keep on.
So at the end of the road, turn right. Remembering to look in that mirror. road on the left.
Are you feeling about the timing of the directions you're giving? Is that something that you're consciously thinking about?
At the end of the road, turn left. I feel like I can only say it when I can see the junction.
Okay. Yet that's not what you're doing in practice.
Is it not?
No. No. So it's interesting that you're. Do you want me to?
Yeah. Take this turning.
So it's interesting that you're having that perception that you can't say it.
Apart
until
from
you've
that
seen
real
it.
bendy one.
Or the end of the road that we came to before. I couldn't see the end of the road at the point where you said it. Couldn't see this road on the left at the point where you were telling me on the last circuit. So I think that you're probably remembering the times that you're waiting to see the junction and forget and not noticing the times that you are doing it otherwise.
Yeah.
So monitor that yourself.
Yeah.
Steady. Thank you.
You were looking at us. I was looking at the person, not
Thank you,
just
Jo.
the car.
Yeah, well done.
He was looking at us.
Absolutely.
And you pointed at him. You waved your magic wand. So take the next turning on the left.
Turning.
Road. I think it's because you turn the car. That's obviously where I've got it from. But yeah, take the next road on the left. And the next turn, and the next road on the left.
It's almost something that you're just going to reprogram your
Yeah,
hard drive,
Yeah.
if you like.
yeah. Take the next road on the right.
And then what I want you to do, Jo, is at the end of this road,
Yeah.
direct me right,
Yeah,
back to the T-junction on the right, back down to the bend,
yeah.
and then up this road again, and do what you've done before, because that's the one that you're thinking. You know, I know that the road is going to be quite soon after the bend.
Yeah,
So how do I do that kind of timing off and have
okay.
just a little go at it?
Yeah. So at the end of the road, turn right. Oh, sorry, thank you. Can't do it all.
Not yet, maybe, but you will.
Remind me to tell you something about saying thank you when you're sat in the seat. Take the next turning on the right. Even though it's... Oh, that was left. I said road. I didn't say road, I said turning.
However, what happened? So tell me what happened. Were you expecting me to turn left?
No.
No.
Do pupils not listen to left and right?
What happens is, at the point where you ask them to take the next road on the left or the right,
Turn.
they're looking for the next road full stop.
Okay.
Because of that fear of missing it.
Yeah.
So sometimes even hearing the left and right is not the thing that they're hearing,
Yeah.
they just hear road.
Yeah.
Particularly if you've given a direction nice and early, they then come round a corner and see a road because they're looking for the road. Particularly, and you didn't do it this time round, but beforehand you'd said just past the corner or around the corner or immediately. That was another word, you know, so immediately after the bend.
Yeah.
Well, that road is immediately after the bend, and so of course they hear those. The emphasis is on that more than anything else, and that's why it can be confusing.
Yeah.
But actually, whether it was on a bend or not, if there is another choice, you've got to be ready for people to take it, whether you haven't said it or not.
Yeah.
How can you mitigate for that then? Anything that you could do?
It's hard without waffling, isn't it? So I suppose you could say, we're going to go around a bend, and then there is a turning on the left, but I don't want you to take that one, I want you to take the one on the right.
Okay. Forget about words then. Is there a way of making your directions clear without the use of words? So what?
This thing. This is how I direct my husband. I don't say anything, just.
And I think it's really valuable. And I don't know the last time that you were somewhere where somebody was giving you directions. I don't like it. I don't like it when somebody gives me directions because there's something about them being in control of that.
Yeah.
And not doing it at the time that I want, or changing their mind, or you know that kind of thing. So I prefer to be in control of my own directions, if you like.
Yeah. And they never do them early enough.
You got it. Yeah, absolutely. And you're an experienced driver.
Yeah.
So I can't remember my point. I'm going to pull over so my train of thought comes back to me. So for a pupil to be giving directions and to be taking into account everything they need to be taken into account, looking ahead, making those decisions, controlling a car, hearing their own internal voice, hearing your voice that sometimes is just noise. It's not really anything, it's just
blah, blah.
She's saying something, but there's so much going on in my own head. How do I hear that? So actually, for a pupil to then hear what you're hoping that they do hear, there are occasions where you might find it very useful to be doing some kind of arm gesture. Nothing wrong with that. In fact, I'm a bit of a talker with my hands, as you know, so I probably very naturally will left and right. Even with my most experienced pupils, even with my pupils who don't confuse left and right, yet the majority of them will confuse their left and right. And actually, there are occasions where I will say something wrong, but my hand gesture will do the right thing. Because your hand gesture will never be wrong. Your voice is wrong, but you never say, take the next road on the left. If you were meaning left, you would have, you wouldn't have done that. You tend to do what it is you want them to do.
Yeah.
And your pupils will follow the hand.
The hand.
Yep. The pupils will follow the hand, not the voice. Or it's at that point that they hear the difference and they say, do you mean left or do you mean right? So they'll pick you up on it. Which is your safety blanket then, of course.
Yeah.
So do a little circuit now where you're just thinking about your hand movements, and we'll back up your directions.
Okay.
Tell me what you're going to take into consideration when you are doing your hand actions. So thinking about
not to encroach.
Yeah, so how you do with your husband, and where you might do those actions. Okay.
Yeah.
So give it a go.
So at the end of the road, turn left.
Lovely. Just delay it half a car length.
Oh, because of that. Yes.
Just half a car length.
Yeah.
So that I've totally gone past
that previous
road.
left.
Yeah.
Oh, I did it. Try not to run the lady over.
Hold your hand there for just another literally 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Okay. Because otherwise
can
your left finishes at the same time the hand comes back.
Oh, okay.
So you're saying take the next turning on the left
Yeah.
rather than take the next road on the left.
Yeah. So at the end of the road, yeah. At the end of the road, turn left.
Well done.
And at the end of the road, turn right.
So,
I felt like a driving instructor then.
what suddenly a wave of driving instructorness.
Where's that? Felt really bossy.
I think Lally,
At the end of the road, turn right.
I think that you kind of hinted at the very beginning about the not waffly bit and to be succinct and precise and accurate.
Is that the bit that sounds bossy?
And that's the bit that you feel that sounds bossy.
Yeah.
It's only going to sound bossy if that is the demeanour throughout the whole of the lesson.
Yeah.
But if that's not your normal style, all that you're doing is, as you said, making your direction something that a pupil goes ding and listens to.
Yeah.
So give it a go with the, bearing in mind you have this junction on the left.
Yeah. So take the next road on the right. Minding the bus.
So there are occasions when you were doing your directions, particularly first time round,
Yeah.
that you found yourself wanting to perhaps give a little bit more information to. So for example, when you were said take the next road on the right, it's just past the bend, or
Oh yeah.
was it the lamp post or something like that. Have a little go at now expanding it. So type of things I want you to have a go at are things like take the next road on the right, it's just round the bend. Okay.
Okay.
Or take the second road on the left, this one being the first. Okay, so that you just do something that allows you to put a little bit of detail in
Yep.
as and when you will need it.
Yep.
Okay, makes sense?
Yep. So at the end of the road, turn right, turn left. It's gone
See
scrambled
what I
egg
mean,
already.
though? Because your
I've added in
hand
an
is
action.
Your
and it's-
hand is correct.
Yeah,
Your
but my
voice was- yeah.
word was not.
Mhm.
Take the second road on the left, this being the first. Could I say something like, wear that white card?
You could do. Yeah. You could do.
But it's quite clear anyway, isn't it? As if it was a hidden junction.
I think that in that situation, so if we go around again and mimic that one, because we know those roads
Yeah.
work out right. Probably in that situation, wouldn't necessarily add in a hand gesture while I was giving that, because remember what we said about hand gestures being a really powerful form of communication.
Yeah.
And although you're saying take the second road on the left,
Yeah, they're not
you're
listening to
doing that
that.
before the first one.
Yes.
So in fact, if you're saying take the second road on the left, this is the first, you've confirmed where you're going almost
Yeah.
without a hand gesture,
Yeah.
because you've made more of a issue of it, if you like.
Oh yeah, and talked about this one
Yeah,
on the left.
absolutely.
Okay.
And then absolutely follow it up with where you see the white car going, or something like that. Anything that allows you to be in the moment and pick up on something that is going to be really useful.
Yeah. Take the next road on the left. Take the second road on the left, this one being the first. There's the second one there.
Tell me where you first laid, so you started to...
Because I forgot that there was another road. Because actually we were the third.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Okay, so don't think, oh my gosh, well, I'm completely confused anybody. Lots of us start something and stop for various reasons. Not a problem. It's almost because you're thinking out loud.
Yeah.
And actually, that's great. If you're starting to think out loud and it's coming out, that's exactly the skill that we're wanting.
So take the next road on the left. That's going to be my thing, as well as not looking in the movie mirror. The next turning on the left. And at the end of the road, turn right.
So you're not going to have to use it all the time. As I said, it's just a useful thing.
Yeah.
Particularly if there's a possibility of there being a confusion. I think it's a really good thing to know how to do. As is the confirmation, where you see the postman coming out or opposite the black car or whatever it is that you're wanting to do. So let's now do the same. So you're just going to give me some directions, but you're going to add something to it. So again, this is just about you getting your voice working. Something along the lines of, at the end of the road, turn left. Tell me when you're going to start your MSPSL routine, or tell me when you see it. So this is an either or I want you to say. Okay, so tell me when you start your routine, or tell me when you can see it. Okay, so you're almost now prompting the people that the direction becomes a prompt to potentially do something. Subtle. Tell me when you can see it is, because you're in other words you're saying, look for it. Please.
So after the bend, take the road on the right. Tell me when you can see it. End of the road, turn left. Tell me when you'll start your MSPSL routine.
No.
Take the second road on the left. Tell me when you'll start your MSPSL.
No.
I probably should as well then. me when you see the next road on the left.
Just there.
We'll take that one. We'll go down there.
Any disadvantage with the way round you said that?
We'll go round that way.
As in the sequence of the things that you said. So the first thing you said was, tell me when you see the next road on the left.
Yeah.
I beautifully told you where the next road on the left was.
Yeah.
I had no idea we were meant to be taking it. And then you followed that with, we'll take it. So,
Okay.
oh gosh, we'll take
Yeah.
it. I would have sailed beautifully past thinking, why does Jo want me to, tell her where the roads are? So, and I know it sounds really silly, but I don't know whether you could feel it, but even as an experienced driver, I could feel myself thinking, oh, we're going to take it. Oh, all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Rather than, we're going to take the next road on the left, tell me when you can see it.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah?
Yep.
What are the advantages of being as early with your directions as you have been?
If the pupil isn't, they've got to register that I've said it
Mhm.
and understood it,
Mm-hmm.
and then they have to think about starting the MSPSL,
Mm-hmm.
and all that just takes ages.
Mm-hmm. So the advantages to the pupil, absolutely.
Yeah.
Advantages to you?
That I know that they're going to do it all, and if I've noticed that they haven't started looking in their mirrors, then I've got time to prompt them to do so
Mm-hmm.
before it's too late.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. The more time that you grant yourself, the more leeway you have. The more
Yeah.
you're not going to get into trouble and stumble and get out of sequence, etc., etc. So one of the things that you demonstrated, and you'll see it when you come back on the video, Jo, was when we first came into this road, and you delayed your instruction beautifully because of the road on the left.
Yeah.
Said it immediately. So at the end of the road, turn left. Tell me when you're going to start your MSPSL routine. There wasn't a delay between the two sentences. It was the same conversation.
Yeah.
So, take the end of the road, turn left. Tell me when you're going to start your MSPSL routine. And how long you had to say that for me to then hear to get in, even though I was going quite fast as a full licence holder, my full MSPSL routine, rather than leaving it too late. So let's imagine that even if we got up to the second lamp post,
Yeah.
and you had said at the end of the road to turn left, tell me when you're going to start your MSPSL routine, I'm going to be nearly at the parked cars
Yeah.
before I hear what you've said, answer your question, and I should have started an MSPSL much earlier.
Yeah.
So the benefit of you getting your directions in early is you create this time.
Yeah.
This space is naturally there for you to be filling it with instructory things.
Yeah.
To be able to fill it with what mirrors you're going to check, what signal you're going to put on. So that's the next thing we're going to do, is do some basic junctions just like you have.
Yep.
And all I want you to do is give your direction followed by the M bit of MSPSL. So what mirrors are you going to check? That's all I want you to say. Don't
Yep.
do any of the at rest, but just get the timing in of that,
Yep.
so that you get a feel for actually how long it does take for somebody to hear and do, and then imagine the other parts of the MSPSL having to be put in as well.
Yeah.
But just start with the M. Okay?
What mirrors are you going to check?
Give me a direction.
Oh, you want the sorry. So at the end of the road, oh, it's too late now.
Can you feel it? We're only like 3 car lengths further up
Yeah.
the road, and it's too late.
Yeah.
Where would you like to go?
Let's go left. Take the next turning on road on the left. When will you start your minutes? It's difficult because that road's there, and then that van was there.
Mm-hmm.
So I felt like I had to wait until after that.
So in which case, was that question appropriate?
No.
No. So this is just as important to be working out when it's appropriate to either ask a question or, of course, give a directional instruction.
Yeah.
So take the next road on the left, middle mirror, left mirror. Because you haven't got time to do the question.
No.
Yet then you know they're not going to do the action.
Yeah.
That's where you're stepping in with your directional instruction.
Yeah.
So that's where that's going to come in. So if it's easier, Joe, start with, in fact, let's do this. Start with, take the next road on the left, check a middle mirror, check a left mirror. So just start with that rather than asking me the question, okay?
Yeah.
And we'll do the instruction bit before we do the question bit.
I'm remembering my answers well. Take the next road on the left, middle mirror, left mirror.
So you can see how long you have got that you would then be able to fill in the signal,
Yeah.
braking, gears,
Yeah.
looking,
Yeah.
So you can see that you ask it later than that, you don't have time, but just concentrate on the mirror a bit.
Yeah. Take the next turning on the left. Middle mirror, left mirror. Oh, it makes me do it as well.
Disadvantages of you doing it at the same time as them?
Probably should have done it ages ago. Yeah.
Yeah, so two disadvantages. You need to have done it ages ago. Secondly, while you're doing it, you're not watching them do it.
Oh, okay.
So give me a direction.
At the end of the road, turn right. Middle mirror.
We were late there because we were talking, so you'll forgive me for that one.
Thank you.
Try it here.
So at the end of the road, turn right. Middle mirror. Right mirror. I did it at the same time as you, so I don't know if you've done it or not.
Okay, that's really interesting. So I want you to be thinking at the point where you're thinking at the end of the road we're going to turn right.
That was weird.
At the end of the road to turn right. You have done your mirror checks before your mouth opens.
Okay.
And a little bit like you say, we never stop doing MSPSL, so you should be doing that continuously anyway. And then use your eye mirror to watch me do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So at the end of the road, turn right. Good spot, Louise, well done. Let's do a slug again. So at the end of the road, turn right.
So you can feel that because of all that chaos, there then wasn't the opportunity to get that in because I'd had to do it myself.
Yeah.
And that's where you'll begin to feel whether your level of instruction is going to be correct for people when they actually take over from you and they're not needing those kind of prompts, they're doing it.
I can't wait for that.
So go for it, let's start the exercise again properly.
So at the end of the road, turn right.
So have I done any checks?
Oh, I forgot about that bit. I was too busy thinking about my hands.
Tell you what, lose the hands. Okay.
Yeah.
Forget the hands.
Sit on my hand.
Work on your verbal. You can add your hands back in.
Okay. After the bend, take the road on the right. Oh, I forgot to say that. I forgot to say about the mirrors. I forgot I had to say that bit. Right, start again. At the end of the road, at the end of the road, turn right. I meant left, because I looked in the left. I'm so glad those girls aren't listening to me.
Have I done any mirror checks?
Have I? Probably not.
Have you lost it, or are you going to regain it?
Yes, I'm going to regain it.
Okay, regain it.
Right.
Otherwise, we'll move on and I'll wind it back again and give you a couple of demonstrations or something like that.
Is there a turning further up or not?
There is, that goes up the hill to the meaty kind of situation.
Oh yeah, I didn't like that. No.
What you can do is
Do a U-E in that bit?
well, you can take the next road on the right, and that will bring you round in a
Oh, okay.
past the bend.
Okay.
Things.
I'll take the next road on the right. A little bit early, a little bit late.
Late, yeah, you felt the late because you
Yeah.
haven't had a chance to say.
Yeah,
Middle mirror.
and I had to do it myself. Will the road just take us round?
No, take the next road on the left.
So we take the next road on the left, keeping my beady eye on that bike, doing wheelies.
However, while
But
you're
I
keeping
forgot
it-
to
Mhm.
tell you to do your mirror and left.
You can take the next road on the left as well.
Take the next road on the left. Middle mirror, left mirror.
And then you can turn left and then you can use this circuit as well.
Okay. So at the end of the road, turn left. So middle mirror, left mirror.
That's it, so just get that into your head.
Let's do a little nursery circuit, like just go left.
Mhm. Absolutely.
I remember that fence. Take the next road on the left, middle mirror, left mirror. Take the next road on the left, middle mirror, left mirror. Oh, left again. That came really, really quick.
And again, when you're teaching in an area that you're familiar with,
Yeah.
you'd ignore that left. If it's too quick for you to give an instruction for people to follow it,
Yeah.
you ignore it, and at the end of the road you turn left.
Yeah.
Because by the very nature of giving the direction late, you are 100% responsible for the faults that people then commits.
Yeah.
It's just as simple as that.
Yeah.
If you don't say anything about it and just turn left at the end of the road, nobody knows that you weren't meant to be there. It's only a mistake if somebody else recognises it as such.
Yeah.
So any little internal mistakes that nobody knows have happened, they're not mistakes.
Yeah. Sorry, were we doing that stuff?
We can go
Oh, okay.
back in the direction of
Yeah.
the... So keep that going. So you're going to say at the end of the road, turn right, check a middle mirror and a right mirror, and then you're going to add the signal in. Okay, pop a right signal. Okay, so you're just beginning to think MSPSL.
So, at the end of the road, turn right, check your middle mirror and your right mirror, and pop a signal in.
really matter how you're encouraging somebody to put a signal on. You could say put a signal on, you could say put a right signal on, you could say pop a signal on, pop a right signal on, depends on whether you're wanting to emphasise the right.
Yeah.
That can sometimes be very useful. Or just signal right. So again, if you're looking for an ability just to be precise with your words, you can take that waffle out
Yeah.
and just say right signal or signal right. I think I'd probably say signal right rather than right signal, because right signal could be
Correct.
yeah.
I didn't mean right. I meant okay. It's completely oblivious. It is for that.
I'm not really sure why the guy behind is crossed, because actually I had no issue with what the guy on the bike is doing, because actually he's making himself very obvious, sticking himself in the middle of the road.
Yeah.
And actually, if he had been behaving and been in the curb, he would have been encouraging people to have gone past.
Yeah.
And actually what he's done is he's made it possible for us to go past, and
Yeah.
so kept himself safe. And actually, the children are taught to do that.
Oh, are they?
It's not cycling proficiency anymore, is it? It's cyclability, I think
Yeah.
it is. They're taught to take a dominant position because they then control us.
Yeah. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
He's a grumpy old grump anyway.
Over to you again.
So, take the second road on the left, right, middle mirror, left mirror, right mirror, signal. Oh, it came up so quick. Right. No, right. At the end of the road, turn right. Take your middle mirror, your right mirror, and pop a right signal off. And pop a signal right. Pop a signal off. I'd never thought about my words so much.
I think pop a right signal on
Pop
is
a-
fine. If you were just saying right signal, that's
Yeah.
a bit different.
Yeah.
So pop a right signal on is fine.
Yeah.
If you were saying just the two words, I'd say signal right. But I don't think that's necessarily natural for me. I think I'm more of a popper. Yeah,
I think you pop.
yeah, I think I probably do.
At the end of the road, turn right. So take your middle mirror, your right mirror, and pop a signal on for me.
The other one that I think that I probably say quite a lot is, thinking about it, because as you were saying it, I was thinking what's the next words that will come out of my head, my mouth, would be let everyone know where we're going,
Oh, okay.
or tell the person behind where we're going, depending on the situation.
Yeah.
So you'll find yourself saying those type of things, and that's where I just want you to be, this is not about you being a clone of me,
No.
but this is absolutely finding words that you know work for you, yet are still correct in
Yeah.
terms of not confusing or have the possibility of being misinterpreted, if you like,
Yeah.
by somebody. So I think those are the type of things that I would say naturally is take the next road on the left, check a middle mirror and a left mirror, let everyone know where you're going. I think those you'll find
Yeah.
your style.
Yeah.
And it is just a case of A, finding your own style, and B, practicing it and having a general chat. So on your way home, this is exactly the type of thing you can be doing.
Yeah.
And in fact, this is going to link really nicely to what you were saying in terms of making you do your own checks. So I'm going to absolutely encourage you to be talking out loud, however weird it is to yourself. But your mouth is not allowed to move until your eyes have done the work first.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of thing that you're going to think to yourself. You're going to think, take the next road on the right. You know, that's what you're going to be thinking.
Yeah.
So it becomes a pattern, a style that you just adopt, and it becomes you to the point that somebody
almost,
told you not to, you couldn't.
They feel like foreign words.
Mm-hmm.
They feel like they're sentences that I've never said before.
I know.
It's really, really weird.
It is a script almost, isn't it? And actually not much of what we do job-wise is a script. We have tools,
Yeah.
but there is something quite scriptural about giving.
Yeah. I was going to say, as we came down here, it's like learning lines. They're foreign to me. These sentences are foreign, and they they don't roll off the tongue naturally, because they're not sentences that I've said.
No, but it's not a language that you've had to speak before.
No. Yeah, really weird.
Mm-hmm. So
Lots to work on.
General observations of that little section in terms of what you've noticed about, other than what you've just said. It's useful things that you're taking away and thinking.
I realise now that you need to know the area like the back of your hand that you're teaching in, and how people go and take their part 3 in an area they don't know. I don't know how they do that, because this is only like 4 roads. I certainly couldn't go off and find trickier junctions, or so yeah, you must know the ins and outs of the area that you're teaching in. And just so much to think about, and still remember all the things that we've talked about over the last few lessons about those pedals, all those mirrors, remembering to look out the back, although I think I might have done that a bit more today. It feels like I have. And I think we're going along that road at the top there, and there was a car behind us, and I was thinking, just stay back, so you're not interfering with us, because then you're not touching us, you're not bothering us. I haven't got to worry about you. You're safe. You're back there. So yeah, I just don't want anyone to touch a little bubble, like a little cocoon.
It is like that, and you'll feel that with your pupils. You'll feel like a mother hen or mother duck. It is really, stay off my babies. It's a really protective kind of feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Observations about the timing of your directions. How is that going to be fundamental to?
Oh, massive.
To your skill.
I've heard you say, PDOs, they always normally give their instructions at least 15 seconds too late. But junctions come up quickly. They really do. Okay, maybe you're driving perhaps a little bit faster than a brand new pupil will, but probably not a lot.
Not on these roads particularly.
No. But yeah, they come up quickly, and lots of them as well. So I almost have to have like a route planned in my head. I'm not thinking about this junction. Or at this junction, I'm already thinking about the next one. So yeah, thinking however many steps ahead.
Absolutely.
And not just the here and now.
Yeah.
And that's how I drive at the moment. Okay, I might be looking as far as I can see, but I'm not thinking about where I'm going to go after that. I probably know where I'm going to go.
Yeah.
So that's weird.
So some things to practice.
Yeah, all that.
Okey-doke.
Just speaking.
Yeah.
Those foreign sentences that I'm not used to hearing my mouth say.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm going to do it as I'm coming out of the kitchen. Take the first road. Take the first room on the left.
So we're going to Tesco's trolley as well. At the end of the aisle, turn left. This is the kind of thing I want you to practice as you're driving. Is that speaking out loud to yourself?
Yeah.
And I want you to practice something like this. Just tune into this. At the end of the road, turn left. Check your middle mirror and your left mirror. Pop a left signal on. Come off your gas. Let the car lose its natural power. Clutch down. First gear. Gentle touch of the brake. Off your brake. Slowly clutch up. And round you go. I'm going to take the next road on the left. So middle mirror and the left mirror. Pop the left signal. No more gas. Cover the brake. Follow the curve around. Glance in your middle mirror. Gentle gas when you're happy the car's straight. At the end of the road, turn left. Check a middle mirror and a left mirror. Pop a left signal on. Come off your gas. Let the car roll. Clutch down for first gear. Slowly off your clutch till you find biting point. Looking to the right and the left and the right. Slowly creeping her out. No gas until you feel the car is straight. End of the road, turn left. Check a middle mirror and a left mirror. Pop a left signal on. Come off your gas. Clutch down. First gear. Gentle brake. Looking to the right and the left. To your biting point, look again to the right. Slowly bring the car out. So what you're doing, Joe, is you're going to commentate to yourself, but you're going to commentate before you would be doing it as a full licence holder.
Yeah.
And you're going to delay between what you say and do. So middle mirror, left mirror, then check.
Yeah.
Not middle mirror, left mirror.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's actually really hard to do. When you watch the film back, you'll see that there are elements there that I didn't get even right myself. But the point being that we're now going to make not just the directions earlier, but the instructions earlier as well. And one of the biggest problems when it comes to giving instructions is that instructors, not just PTIs, but instructors, will instruct a pupil to do it at the same time that they would be doing it themselves.
Yeah.
So for example, the difference here is middle mirror, left mirror, pop a left signal on, come off your gas,
Yeah.
gentle brake, clutch down, first gear, slowly off your clutch. I'm saying it as I'm
as
doing
you're doing it,
rather
yeah.
than take the next road on the left, check a middle mirror and a left mirror, pop a left signal on. So I'm
Yeah.
instructing myself.
Yeah.
And actually these are the type of things that you can even record yourself doing.
Yeah.
Because actually it's not until you watch back that
Yeah.
you'll see that. And in fact we do throughout the course suggest that people do exactly that, even if it is just once round the block on the way back from work, where you just stick on some kind of recording equipment
Yeah.
and just record 5 minutes of yourself doing that and then watching it back to see whether you've got it right or wrong. Because that's where you're now going to get the directional instructions
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
the right time.
Yeah.
Makes
Yeah, I could see the difference in doing it as you were doing all those things, speaking them.
Mhm.
You were almost telling me what you were doing and not what you should be doing.
Yeah, what I want you to do.
Yeah.
Do you want to have a go? Do you want to have a go at a circuit where you give me a directional instruction,
Yep.
purely MSPSL, so mirrors, signal, off gas, gentle brake, the gear that I might need, clutch down gear that I might need, where to be looking.
Yep.
And I won't do anything until you tell me to do it, to the best of my ability.
Okay.
If I do it,
It's
you're
because
too late.
you've had to.
Yeah. Yeah. If you want to just start with middle mirror, left mirror, pop a left signal on, come off your gas, gentle brake, then just do that. But if the looking bit is too much, or the creeping the car out is too much, just do your approach rather than the emerge.
Yeah.
But see how you go.
Okay. And we'll start now at the end of the road.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Good thing, yeah. Absolutely. So if we were sitting here, I would probably say, so all I want you to do is at the end of the road, we're going to turn left. So when you're ready, it's just a job done. Okay.
So at the end of the road, turn right, check your middle mirror, your right mirror, pop a right signal on for me, off gas, and we have a bit of brake, quite a lot of brake. Do that bit.
Mm-hmm. It's fine. Just do your approach a bit.
At the end of the road, turn right, check your middle mirror, your right mirror, let everyone know where we're going, off the gas, brake. Gentle braking. See, now I've remembered. Now I'll remember to say gentle braking.
It's the power of words. It's really interesting. It's the thing that fascinates me the most, actually.
Yeah.
Love that power of words.
Bend, take the road on the right, so check your middle mirror and your right mirror, tell everyone where we're going, off the gas, a little bit more gas, wee bit more gas, diddly bit more gas, there we are, we didn't need to brake. Because we came off the gas rather soon. At the end of the road, turn left. Take your middle mirror, your left mirror. Pop a left signal on, off the gas. And gentle braking. Take the second road on the left, check your middle mirror, your left mirror, pop a signal on, off the gas, brake, gentle braking, little bit of brake.
And that's where, Jo, there isn't an issue with covering a brake at the point where you're thinking it's not going to happen. Okay?
What me covering it, yeah.
So particularly if you might know that you are a little bit late with an instruction, or there is something else happening in that situation.
Yeah, like that oncoming car.
Yeah, absolutely.
That could have.
I think he flashed us. I don't know whether you saw that. But I think he flashed us, despite it being our priority. We were turning left. I was like, I'm going anyway, mate. Thanks, but you're meant to stay there and wait for us. So it doesn't take much for something to be a little bit different, and for people to have a moment.
Yeah.
And that's a classic situation, just for the sake of the camera, where we were just going to turn left, and there was a car that was waiting to turn right into the same road, and he was waiting, and that's the moment that your pupil suddenly has a brain fart and thinks that we give priority to the people, so just stops.
Yeah.
And the guy behind isn't expecting it.
Yeah.
And you will have them say, does he wait for me?
Yeah.
And you have to be absolutely ready to verbally intervene, so that your pupil doesn't go and do something the guy behind's not expecting you to do.
Yeah.
I'm going